Good day everyone, I am Lizelle Esteron and today I will going to discuss a topic about the instructional planning in the visual arts. But before we start in the discussion, let me introduce to you the learning outcomes. At the end of the lesson, students are able to explain the importance of instructional planning, discuss the consideration in preparing an instructional plan. And lastly, discuss the realities of implementing a lesson plan in a actual class. I have here a quotes. All things are created twice. There's a mental or first creation and the physical or second creation to all things. So, sa tingin nyo, anong masasabi nyo sa quotes na yan na nanggaling kay Stephen? I will give you a few seconds to think an idea or opinion. Then, mag-share tayo. So, base sa pagkakaintindi ko, bago natin magawa yung mga ginagawa natin, even na lesson plan or artwork, kailangan muna natin ng dalawang hakbang na magagawa. Like, sa mental natin is mauuna talaga nating isipin and then through hands is magagawa natin or may provide tayo na product. So, magagawa talaga natin yan in the two way. First is thinking and the doing. It's alright? Next slide, like creating a work of art, teaching art effectively involves planning before doing. So, alam naman natin na kapag gumagawa tayo ng mga artwork, kailangan muna natin ng drafts. So, when it comes to teaching, kailangan muna natin ng draft or lesson plan that will help us to identify what we should do during or before during the teaching plan. So, mas nagiging effective siya kapag napagplanuhan natin ng maayos at alam natin yung mga kailangan natin gawin or ano yung mga dapat natin gawin in that procedure. So, katulad nung arts, kailangan alamin natin kung ano yung mga materials, kailangan muna natin iplano lahat kung saan tayo mag-uumpisa, kung ano yung mga gagamitin natin at kung ano yung pagtutuunan natin ng pansin. Like for example, in lesson plan, kailangan alam natin yung ituturo. Kailangan alam natin yung topic na o isang topic na papagplanuhan natin na para ma-explain natin in maayos na way or maituro natin sa ating mga estudyante. So, yun, mahalaga na alam natin yung mga procedure na gagawin natin bago natin gawin. Kasi mas maiiwasan natin yung mga pagkakamali or even conflict sa isang session. We all know that we have different strategies, method in teaching. So, ang mga iba't ibang teacher in arts, meron dyan na veteran na, meron ng magaling, and meron pa rin mga bago. So, kailangan natin ng practice or continuous learning na mas makakatulong sa atin bilang teacher na ma-achieve yung mga kailangan natin at the end of the lesson. So, kahit na magaling ka or bago ka pa lang na teacher, all you need to do is plan before doing and think a better strategies for the student that they can able to gain a knowledge. In next slide, we are going to tackle about the importance of instructional planning. First one is help teachers stay on track with the lesson and achieve learning objectives. So, as a arts teacher, kailangan focus lang tayo sa isang or magstay tayo sa isang lesson na yung naaayon sa level, grade ng student and even in the curriculum guide. So, kailangan tayo, focus tayo sa lesson na ma-explain natin or ma-discuss natin ng maayos sa student. Then, ma-achieve nila yung learning objectives at the end of the lesson. So, they able to do, create an artwork that related to that lesson. So, kailangan ma-provide ng teacher yung knowledge na kinakailangan para ma-achieve yung learning objectives sa lesson. And pangalawa is, it determines the clear objective for each session. So, alam naman natin na sobrang halaga ng objectives dahil dyan natin madedefine if student is naintindihan talaga yung lesson. So, kung may maayos tayo na objective, so at the end of the lesson, maari tayong magbigay ng assessment or task that student will able to see na naintindihan nila at naging nila yung knowledge na sa isang lesson or topics. And pangatlo, help teachers prepare materials, conduct procedure safety, and assess appropriately. So, bilang teacher, kailangan ready tayo sa lahat. Kailangan alam natin yung mga materials na gagamitin ng student during the arts subject. So, pero, yung mga arts material na yon is dapat alam natin na hindi masasaktan yung mga estudyante or mas mangunguna yung safety ng student natin kahit na kailangan yon if you think na hindi yung makakatulong or maaring magkaroon ng injury dahil doon sa materials na yun, edi think another or alternatives materials that student make sure the safety and sa assess appropriately. So, kailangan yung level ng pag-assess natin sa student is appropriate naman. Baka naman yung assessment natin is hindi siya align sa objectives na ibinigay ng teacher. So, kailangan lagi nating isipin na appropriate at based on their level of knowledge, skills, and ability. So, if alam natin na student pa lang, elementary pa lang yung student natin, so, kailangan umisip tayo ng mas madaling assessment na kayang-kaya nilang gawin through their knowledge, skills, and abilities. So, another one, it helps you to see the whole picture and set the flow of the lesson. So, ang instructional planning is nakakatulong siya para makita natin yung kabuuan kung maayos ba yun natin na may ipe-present sa ating student na makakatulong pala to sa pagdi-discuss ko in a good way dahil ito yung instructional na gagamitin ko, mas magiging engaging ang pagtuturo ko sa students. So, mas nakikita natin yung takbo ng lesson natin if we have well-prepared instructional planning. Following lesson plan is important. Sa tingin nyo, bakit? So, ang pag-follow ng lesson plan is napakahalaga. Bakit? Dahil ang lesson plan is guide natin para ma-achieve natin yung magandang procedure ng ating pagtuturo. So, kapag di natin niya nasunod, maaaring magkaroon tayo ng conflict, may mga malakdangan tayo na important things na kailangan na dapat na ituro natin yun. Pero dahil nga hindi natin nasunod, so possible na hindi nila ma-achieve also the learning objectives. And then, keep your plan flexible, leaving space for serendipity and anticipated learning. So, as a future teacher, kailangan flexible at kailangan may traits tayo na ganun. Dahil may mga bagay sa ating pagtuturo na maaaring may mangyari kahit hindi natin to inaasahan. So, kailangan flexible tayo. Meron tayong alternative ways na maipapalit sa ganong kaganapan para hindi maiwan yung estudyante or yung ating lesson dahil sa hindi inaasahang pangyayari is maiiwan siya at hindi na mapapag-aralan. So, think a better strategy na pang-flexible at maaaring palitan agad in a simple way. Dahil lahat ng pagtuturo natin, maaaring maka-encounter tayo ng hindi inaasahang pangyayari sa pagtuturo at sa loob ng ating classroom. Next one is planning the materials needed is also crucial. So, alam naman natin na kapag arts, materials is one of the most thing that we need. So, kailangan ready tayo sa mga ganyan. Prepared tayo bago tayo sumabak sa pagtuturo. At kailangan talagang planado yung mga materials na gagamitin natin sa isang bagay na, for example, sa isang activity na yun is kailangan natin ng pencil, ng ng eraser, ng bond paper. So, kailangan handa tayo at higit sa lahat is may extra para if ever na magkamali tayo is meron tayong makukuha na pamalit. So, kailangan na ihanda ang materials lalo na sa pagtuturo dahil isa yan sa mahalaga para maipakita yung maayos na pagtuturo using instructional materials. And then, planning the classroom setup and seating arrangements. So, alam naman natin sa classroom is may mga circle of friends ang mga student natin and also we have a diverse learning. So, kailangan magkaroon tayo ng collaboration or interaction with each other. Kailangan na hindi laging magagaling yung magkakasama or magaling sa drawing, magaling magsulat. Kailangan nilang mapalipat sa ibang grupo para magkaroon sila ng adaptation of learning dahil nga kapag napasama yung mga student na magaling mag-drawing, maaring maengganyo sila or maaring kapag sinama sila dito sa magaling mag-drawing or katabi nila magaling mag-drawing, so mas ma-engage sila na gawin ang mga artwork with their sa pamamagitan ng pagtutulong-tulong nila. So, mahalaga na i-consider natin yung mga needs and wants ng student. Kung gusto nila dito umupo na mas komportable siya, edi pagbigyan natin. Then, think kung saan sila madedevelop at mag-i-improve or mag-grow yung kanilang mga sarili. So, kailangan din nakaplano yung mga classroom setup and arrangement para maiwasan ang conflict during the session or discussion of arts. Even in doing arts, kailangan nakaset up yung room natin para hindi sila magkahalo-halo at magkagulo. As what I've said earlier, in teaching art in school, it is necessary to plan your lesson based on the school programs and curricular plan. So, alam naman natin na may curriculum or may mga learning guide tayo na magagamit as a teacher. So, kailangan natin consider kung ano yung mga nasa syllabus, nasa curriculum guide na yun yung ituturo natin based on the year, level, and the DepEd or CHED. Kailangan i-consider natin sila dahil iba't iba yung way or procedure ng pagtuturo sa teaching arts. So, kailangan i-ayon natin sa curriculum program and curriculum plans. And also, it is necessary to plan your lesson plan dahil dun tayo kumukuha ng idea kung ano yung mga ituturo natin, kung ano yung mga ibibigay nating knowledge sa student, kung appropriate ba yun, at kung talagang yun yung nasa level nila as a student. So, kailangan is balance yung curriculum plan at ang ating lesson plan na ituturo. So, kailangan konektado sila and the using spiral progression, kailangan in level. Kailangan simplex to complex yung pagdadaanan ng student para hindi yung magulo yung isip nila. So, kailangan talaga is planado lahat ng gagawin natin, especially in pagtuturo, hindi lang sa arts. Now, we will move to the characteristic of being new art teacher. Make sure to first inquire about the expectation for exhibition. So, teacher is sometimes mataas yung standard natin, but kailangan naman natin consider ang knowledge and skills ng student. But Siyempre mag-e-expect tayo na kung ano yung kaya nila ibigay based on their level. And then, interdisciplinary connection. Lahat naman is kinakailangan talaga ng integration or interdisciplinary connection. Dahil hindi lang naman tumutukoy yung arts sa arts. Kailangan is, arts can be integrate to the English subject. Dahil, kapag nag-artwork or nag-drawing isang estudyante, kailangan is maibigay nila yung explanation about their artwork. So, maaaring integrate yon and mas maintindihan nila yung interdisciplinary connection and the annual budget. So, yung mga pagdating sa budget, syempre, consider natin as a new teacher na hindi naman lahat ng estudyante is may budget to provide a different kinds of instructional materials or materials na kakailanganin sa bawat artwork or ginagawa natin during the arts. And then, school outdoors. So, kailangan alam natin yung magkaroon tayo ng pagkakataon na ilabas yung mga estudyante about the artwork na makikita natin outdoors na maikukumpara nila na it is a example of nature na pwede nilang gayahin as a artwork at mabigyan nila ng defining meaning about the importance of natures and special event of teachers. So, kailangan aware ang mga bagong teacher na lahat ng school ay nagkakaroon ng event din. May pagkakataon na nagkakaroon ng mga slogan making, mga about sa artwork na maaaring magkaroon ng exhibition or magkaroon ng mga culminating activity that connected to the arts. So, kailangan bukas yung isip natin na flexible tayo na kaya natin na sumabay sa mga ganyang event ng school at maipakita yung skills and knowledge of being a new art teacher. So, isa ka sa mag-guide ng student na ma-develop and mag-grow sila sa areas of arts. Also, make sure to align your activities with the curriculum you are using. So, hindi lang pala yung lesson natin, yung i-connect natin sa mga curriculum guides. So, kailangan connect talaga din yung activities, especially in learning objectives. Kasi dyan natin malalaman if student achieve or met the intended learning outcomes. For public school, the learning competency can be found in DepEd K-12 or Kinder to Grade 12. And so, makikita natin doon yung learning competencies na maaaring ma-achieve nung student or ma-connecta natin doon yung mga assessment na gagawin natin. So, make sure kailangan konektado and align lagi yung objective sa activity. We have here the process of creating lesson plan while considering the reality of situation up to implementation. So, the first step that we need to do is find the curriculum guide that define to the goals and content. So, kailangan muna natin alamin yung curriculum kung ano yung mga goals and content na maaari nating ituro sa estudyante and then the actual condition of school and events. So, kailangan nating i-consider yung condition ng school and also the student kung ano yung content na align sa condition ng student or level of their knowledge. So, kailangan muna alam natin yung goals and content na ituturo natin sa mga estudyante natin na focus. And then, creating an instructional material. So, after deciding, sa pag-decide ng kung ano yung content na gagamitin natin in that level, which is mag-iisip na tayo ng instructional materials or engaging materials that will help student to engage in learning procedure. And then, next one is creating a learning plan. So, kung paano, iisip tayo ng isa pa ring way na student is makukuha talaga natin yung attention nila na matuto sa ganitong plano. So, for example is yung lesson plan natin, pag-aaralan natin yung mabuti. Kung ano yung flow, kung ano yung pagkakasunod-sunod noon, at kung paano natin i-apply during the discussion or implementation. Kasi dyan napapasok yung implementation. Kung ano yung napag-decision natin in that previous step, kailangan may apply natin sa klase, sa akto na pagtuturo natin. And then, lahat ng i-consider natin, which is i-apply natin yun during the discussion. And also, kapag class implementation, which is prepared na lahat, nandiyan na yung instructional materials, alam na natin yung flow ng lesson plan, and also, yung alam na natin kung ano yung mga ibibigay nating activities na matatakel natin or ma-identify natin if student attain the learning objectives sa isang content na ating napili sa curriculum. Now, we will move on to the classroom management and social situation. Art can be challenging because it involves a lot of materials and hands-on activities. But it gets more challenging when you are dealing with messy materials and changing logistics. So, alam naman natin dito sa Pilipinas na kung ano yung classroom mo is yun na rin yung classroom for art subjects. So, nahihirapan yung mga student and teacher na mailabas yung iba't ibang klase ng materials na maaari na makasira ng places or magkaroon ng conflict sa room yung materials na gagamitin. For example is yung acrylic paint, yung mga crayons, watercolor na kapag nakulay sa pader ng room, which is kasalanan ng student yun. But kung meron tayo na places for art subject, maaaring maiwasan at maaaring ang student is makapagdala ng iba't ibang materials sa art subject. So, nahihirapan sila na mag-isip, especially kung nasa classroom ka na, matabing maingay, and then nagkaklase kayo ng arts, kailangan mong umisip ng artwork na magkakaroon ng malalim na meaning. So, merong mga environment factors na for arts subject. And art can be challenging because marami talagang materials na kailangan. Hindi lang basta bond paper dahil kailangan nating mag-explore at mag-grow sa art subject. So, marami tayong kakailanganin na materials na kailangan ma-experience natin yan dahil sa experience, which is dun tayo natututo as a student and at the same time as a future teacher in arts. We have things to consider in preparing an instructional plan. To assess student present level, we need to consider their knowledge, skills, interests, and work habits. So, kapag nagpaplano tayo sa instructional plan natin, so, nandyan yung pagpaplano rin sa assessment na gagawin nila at the end of the lesson. So, kailangan nating umisip na makukonsider yung apat na yun and then makapagbigay tayo ng assessment na sa tingin natin is magiging engaging sa student based on their interest, knowledge, skills, and work habits. So, kailangan kung align sa objective, which is kailangan i-align din natin sa kanilang level of skills na sa tingin natin, which is makakatulong sa kanila na mas mag-grow and ma-develop yung iba't ibang kakayahan nila bilang estudyante. subject is more experiential learning activity with messier and time-consuming hands-on tasks. So, alam naman natin na sa maraming materials na kailangan. Kaya nagkakaroon ng messy place and time-consuming naman talaga siya. Especially kung hindi tayo marunong mag-drawing, pabura-bura, and then pagdating sa mga color is talagang matagal. Hindi siya kaya ng 1 hour na 1 hour activity lamang. Talagang kailangan natin ng mahabang oras at para mas mapakita natin yung galing natin when it comes to art subject. And then, setting up the tools and packing away the materials involve a lot of time. So, ganun din, pagdating sa paglilinis natin ng mga pag-aayos ng mga tools na gagamitin natin sa art subject na yan, which is kailangan din natin ng mahabang oras. So, mas nakakain niya yung oras na dapat is nagagawa na tayo ng arts, pero hindi. Mas nagbibigay tayo na ihanda muna yung gamit, then nakakainan tayo ng oras na dapat is doon na sa paggagawa. And then, cleaning, proper storage, and peeling should be planned so that one stress about spoiled, ruined, or misplaced work. So, kailangan sa paglilinis, responsible tayo as a teacher. Kailangan kapag tapos na tayo ng art subject, alam natin yung mga places na kung saan natin ilalagay yung mga tools na or materials na ginamit natin para sa sunod na subject is dyan din natin kukunin at hindi mawawala yung mga materials na kakailanganin ulit. Dahil nga time consuming, maaring in the next meeting, maaring gawin ulit natin. So, alam natin kung saan tayo kukuha ng materials. Now, we will move on to the next slide that focus on knowing your student. Know their strength, weaknesses, threats, and what makes them excited. Sa tingin nyo, bakit? As a future teacher, bakit kailangan natin alamin yung ating mga estudyante? So, for me, kailangan nating alamin sila dahil kung ano yung mga kagustuhan nila, yung mga bagay na magpapasaya sa kanila, which is maglilid yun sa pagkatuto nila. Then, maaari nating magamit yung strength, weaknesses nila na mas makilala yung student at mas mapakita yung mga skills, abilities ng isang estudyante. So, kailangan talaga alam natin ang estudyante natin dahil kahit na madami yan, may iba't ibang kakayahan ang bawat estudyante. So, kailangan lang talaga natin gawin is magtiwala sa lahat ng kakayahan nila at kung ano yung mga bagay na kailangan nila to improve and develop their selves. To know them, we need to start with light but personal activities. So, dito natin ma-identify yung kanilang mga strength and weaknesses na mas makikita natin kung ano yung mga kakayahan at hindi nila kayang gawin as a student. And then, open-ended activities but with templates are good with start a gauge, student level, and skills. So, yung mga activities na makakatulong na ma-identify natin yung mga level ng skills nila and at kakayahan bilang estudyante. So, may mga activities and assessment na mas makikilala natin kung ano yung kaya nilang ibigay, kung ano yung mga simpleng bagay na pero meaningful at sumisimbolo or nagre-represent sa kanila bilang estudyante. So, yung mga open-ended activities like mga sagutan or debate or drawing or essay, dyan natin sila mas makikilala bilang estudyante. But in arts, even a simple artwork, mas makikilala natin kung sino yung magaling, sino yung katamtaman lang ang galing, and then sino yung kailangan ng more practice for improvement and development for the art subject. And then, in the next slide, identify what motivates them by knowing their interests and how they respond to certain themes. So, kailangan natin makuha yung kanilang kiliti or yung mga makakamotivate sa kanila bilang estudyante na magagamit natin in the assessment procedure. So, kung sa tingin natin ito yung makakamotivate sa kanila na makukuha yung interest nila na yung activities is mag-drawing dahil yun yung hilig nila. So, let them be. Gawin natin na magkaroon tayo ng simple artwork na mas mailalabas nila yung kakayahan nila through artwork. At halimbawa for the simple drawing na meron ng explanation na maaring mag-respond in that team. So, and lastly, know who among your students get excited to play with paint, scissor, pencil, and etc. So, alam natin na nasa diverse tayo ng teaching professional. Alam natin na bawat bata is may iba't ibang hilig, kailangan, kagustuhan, at mga skills and abilities. So, ang kailangan lang natin is alamin talaga kung sino yung magaling sa arts, magaling sa English, magaling sa math, and especially kung sino yung gusto yung artwork, sinong mas gustong humawak ng pencils and bond paper to create an artwork. So, in that way, mas makikilala natin na sino yung hilig ay mag-drawing or art subject. So, kapag na-identify natin, makakatulong yun sa estudyante na mabigyan sila ng opportunity and engaging activity with the help of those materials. Kapag gamit na nila yung materials na yan, baka possible na lumabas yung skills nila. And then, alam naman natin ng student ay may iba't ibang hilig talaga. So, consider them. So, again, I am Lizelle Esteron and that's all. Thank you for listening.